Okay, so Dutch Nintendo 94's third question is a good one, but it's also a hard one. What are you looking for in a series? Story, character, world building. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get up because I'm tired of sitting. I don't like sitting too much, so I'm gonna get up and answer to that question while I'm up. And I feel like it's gonna take me a while to answer to this either way because, you know, it's a long question, kinda long. So, what do I look in a series? Okay, so I actually have some like favorite genres. One of them is, I hope you guys can hear me well, by the way. Okay, my favorite genres are fantasy. Like I love fantasy worlds like Middle-earth or Allegasia. So Middle-earth is obviously from Lord of the Rings and Allegasia is from Inheritance Cycle. It has 4 books starting from Aragon, and in that world also there are like elves, dwarves, like those creatures from the Lord of the Rings, because I love those creatures. Like I love elves and dwarves and dragons. I always loved stories like that ever since I was a kid. I also like science fiction stuff. Like I'm actually very into cyberpunk. I don't know if you heard of that term, but it's literally like the future of this world. I'm also into that kind of series. Also, there was another favorite series of mine, and they're called Laura. I'm sure you can see them in here. So yeah, they're Peter Franz. It's a German writer. That series is also very good. I mean, I read all of them while I was a kid, and I loved every single one of them. I mean, they're all in fantastic worlds. Like, I don't know how to explain, but I like that kind of stuff. I like stories that I can forget about real worlds, if that makes sense. Like other creatures like dragons, some abilities like semblances in RWBY. So I'm really into those stuff. So I like stories like that. I mean, I love mysteries in this world. Like there are some mysteries, and I love like learning about these worlds to solve those mysteries and whatnot. I love seeing character development, character growth in series. So yeah, these are the things that I'm looking for. But when it comes to the characters themselves, I'm looking for realistic characters. Like, I don't like perfect characters, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like when characters are full white or full black. I like gray characters. Like, I love characters that has depth on them. I love characters that make mistakes like actual human beings and learn from their mistakes and change thanks to those mistakes. Otherwise I get bored. Like, I love complex characters, I love great characters. Like, I love RWBY because of the characters and the worlds. Like, RWBY is the perfect description of what I like in a show, basically. It has everything that I like. The world, the things in it, the characters, the story itself, it is great. Like, basically, yeah, I love RWBY, and it is a perfect description of a show that I like. Oh, and other shows that I like and television were The Last Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Avatar Legend of Korra. They were one of my favorites. And I'm also into superhero movies. Like, I love Marvel ever since I was a kid. But like, Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, they were perfect. Legend of Korra helped me in a lot of ways, actually. Thanks to Legend of Korra, I finally came to terms with my sexuality. Thanks to the ending of Legend of Korra. You know, I'm sure you've heard of Korrasami, and that ending actually helps me to like put a label on my sexuality. Ever since that time, I was 19 um, when The Legend of Korra ended, and seeing actual bisexual characters in a show helped me accept myself too. And ever since that point, and because the creator of The Legend of Korra and the author of The Last Airbender made a post on Tumblr, and he was saying stuff like looking at the show with our hetero lenses, and it was so true because up until the ending I didn't see, like, I wasn't expecting it at all. I was like, what the heck? Did they actually do that? Like, how can that be possible? Like, and I was so shook. I was so shook that Karasami became canon, and I watched all of the show again, and this time I didn't look with my hetero lenses, even though I wasn't straight myself, but I was looking everywhere with those lenses, and it made me see things clearly. And ever since that point, one of the most important things that I look in a show is the LGBT plus representation, because we exist. We are real. We live in this world. There are a lot of LGBT plus members. There are a lot of queer people in the world, and I want to see that. I want to see a representation of myself in the series that I'm following. Otherwise, I find them boring. Like, everyone is straight. A lot of straight relations. It's so boring because it's not real. I wasn't bothered by it when I was little, but I got older and I came to terms with my sexuality, and now I just find boring. Other series just, I don't know, they seem too shallow, you know? So yeah, LGBT plus representation is also very important for me. And again, one of the main reasons why I love RWBY and Rooster Teeth in general, because in their shows there are LGBT plus characters like RWBY, Day 5, Camp Camp, even though I haven't seen Camp Camp, and I've heard that there are some queer characters in Red vs. Blue too, even though I'm still in season 2. Yeah, that is important for me. LGBT plus representation is one of the biggest things that I'm looking for in a series these days. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense, but like I said, I want to see a representation of myself in the shows that I'm watching. So yeah, let's see, what's your next question? What is your native language? Okay, I'm gonna come to this one because I got a lot of questions like that one. Let's see the other question. Okay, the other question is from Allison. Did I pronounce your name right? I'm sorry if I didn't, because like sometimes I screw up while pronouncing names, and I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. What do you plan on reacting to in the future? Love your videos, keep up the good work, smiley and hearts. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, you're so sweet. Okay, I'm glad that you enjoy my content, it means a lot to me. So, what do I plan on reacting to in the future? Okay, so I made a poll a couple of days ago, and it was about She-Ra. So I heard this Netflix animation show She-Ra, and I heard that it's pretty good, even though it's like a kids show, but I heard that it's pretty gay, so it took my interest. So I was like, should I make a reaction for it? And I made a poll, and like 300 people voted for it, and 80% of those people wanted me to make reactions for that. So I'm gonna make reactions for She-Ra, but before that I need to finish Nomad of Nowhere, and I need to make some Red vs. Blue reactions because I haven't been making Red vs. Blue reactions for like 6 months now. It's been a while, and I have to make some content for my Red vs. Blue followers, you know? So other than that, actually there are some animes that I want to make reactions, but I had some bad experiences when I reacted to One Punch Man. Some guy took my video and put it on a mashup called Girls React To. I mean, he was literally using our gender for views, and we were 3 girls, 3 reactors, and The other two were younger than me, and one of them, I'm definitely sure that was a high school student, and under that video, and that video reached over like 1 million views now. This was 6 or 7 months ago, and people started typing really bad comments under it. Like they were it's like we were horses, those 3 girls, and they were rating, like they were rooting for us in a horse race or something. They're like, oh, FallofMeerkat is my waifu, and hundreds of people were liking that comment. Oh no, the reactor X is my waifu. This one is prettier. This one is cuter. Some people were talking about my gender again. Like, oh, is she a boy or a girl? I don't understand. They were talking about me. And I hated seeing those comments. I mentioned this on my Twitter at the time, and that person who made the mashup video came to my, reached me with Twitter, and we talked a bit, but he didn't pull that video away. He just erased those disgusting comments, and that video is still there, and I hated it. And this week another person again took my video for One Punch Man and again put me in a mashup video, a girls react video. I hate it. I hate when they use our genders for views. So I've made all of those videos private, all of my One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100's reactions. They're all private now because I don't want other people to reach them, because ever since that mashup video, people are coming to my videos and type flirtish comments. They're calling me their waifus. They're saying stuff like, oh, you're so hot, can I meet you, can I learn more about you, stuff like that I find like that make me cringe, that I hate. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is I actually planned a lot of animes that I mean there are a lot of animes that I wanted to make reactions to, like Shingeki no Kyojin Season 2, Boku no Hero Academia Season 2, and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Ghost in the Shell. Like, I love anime, okay? I love anime ever since I was in high school, and I really want to share my excitement, but that was a bad experience for me. That One Punch Man reaction thingy was a bad experience for me, so I feel like I'm gonna stay away from anime for a while. I mean, I haven't decided if I want to make anime reactions or not, but I'm up for other Rooster Teeth content. Like, I'm definitely gonna make reactions for Genlock when it comes out. I'll keep reacting to Nomad of Nowhere, RWBY Chibi, Red vs Blue, maybe Camp Camp, but I'm not so sure about Camp Camp. But yeah, I'll keep reacting to Rooster Teeth content, and maybe some other cartoons. I don't know, some cartoons on Netflix, but I'm just so lazy to be able to deal with the copyright issues on YouTube. But thank you so much for your question, and thank you so much for your lovely words. They make me happy. Okay, so what is the other question? David King, have you ever cried watching anime? Also, does anyone know you have this YouTube? Okay, have you ever cried watching anime? By the way, David King, I think I remember you too. You sometimes comment on my videos, so thank you for your question. Okay. Let's start with your first question. Have you ever cried watching anime? Yes, of course. Who hasn't? Okay, so I've seen, like I said, I've seen a lot of anime, and so I watched Clan Nuts and Clan Nuts After Story. I don't know if you heard of them, but I cried like a baby in both of those anime. I cried in Kimi ni Todoke, and I cried in Code Geass or Geass, I'm not so sure about the English pronunciation, and I cried in Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukunai. I think it had a long name, Japanese name, I can't remember it, but it was an emotional anime that had 12 episodes. They were about some friends, and one of their friends died, and it was an emotional anime. I cried in that too. I also cried in One Piece. So there's another question, by the way. Someone asked me something about One Piece. Yeah, it was, what do you feel about One Piece or something like that? So I'm gonna talk about that in this question. So I've seen the first 120 chapters or something from One Piece. and I cried like a baby in Nami's arc. You know, the Nami and the sharks. It was just too much for me. Like I literally cried like a baby with toilet papers, tissues. I was like crying, and everything hurts because I was so sad for Nami. And I love Nami, and I love One Piece. Like, it's literally one of the first animes that I've ever seen, but it's just too long. It is long. So yeah, that's how I feel about One Piece. The other person that asked me that, here's your answer. So yeah, I cried in Nami's arc. I also cried in Naruto Shippuden. I cried there. And do I cry? Why do people like why are you curious about this? Because I had this ask in curiouscat.com too. People love asking me this question for some reason. So yeah, I cried in that too. But do I have any other anime that I cried to? I can't think of any other anime, but yeah, generally I mean, if it is too emotional, and if I'm feeling emotional, if I'm on my period or something like that, then yeah, I probably cry. So yeah. Okay, your second part of the question is also, does anyone know you have this YouTube channel? Well, as for now, almost 4,000 people knows that I have this channel. Okay, I'm just joking. I assume you're talking about the people in my real life. Yeah, some people do. I mean, for a very long time I kept this channel hidden because it's like I have two separate lives. The one where I'm a reactor and the one that I'm an engineer. So I actually love keeping things separately because in here I feel like I can be myself more. Yeah, like I can talk about things more freely because I live in a very conservative country and it is hard to talk about some stuff in here. So but in this channel I can talk about anything, including my sexuality, including like this LGBT plus stuff, and I can be a nerd. I mean, I'm a nerd and I can be a nerd freely in here, so I kept things hidden for a very long time, but then I told some of my close friends, and like now almost 10 people or so know that I have this channel. Some of them are watching my videos too. I mean, that friend that I mentioned that started RWBY, she first watched the chapters of volume 5 and then watched my reactions, and she was laughing a lot. Like, she was sending me some recordings from WhatsApp because she's like, "You're so funny in here, oh my god, I'm dying," and she was laughing in the background. It was embarrassing. So yeah, even some of my friends watch my videos now, my real life friends. They don't comment or stuff like that, but they watch my videos. Also, my mom knows, but she doesn't know the name of this channel because I don't want her to go crazy. Like, she's paranoid. She's a mom, you know how moms are. And if she sees like some of the comments on my channel, she could be like, oh, you know. Thankfully she doesn't know English. I mean, she's basic English, but she's not good at it, so yeah. Some people know. Okay, another question. This one is from David Scarlett. When do you think you will get 100k subs? Dude, never. Like, when I first made this channel, I didn't even think that I would get 100 subscribers, let alone 100,000 subscribers. It is crazy. I mean, I still don't understand how I have 4,000 subscribers. It's nuts. And since I'm not doing this seriously, like, sometimes I take breaks, sometimes I don't make videos, and if I do, it's usually one video per week, and I don't react to a lot of things, so I don't think I'll ever reach that point. Like, 10,000 maybe after years, but 100,000 is just too much. I mean, I really need to work a lot to get that much subscribers. I don't think I'll work that much for this channel because of the other stuff in my life. Like, eventually I'm gonna get an engineering job in one of the companies, and I won't be having like a lot of free time after I get a job, so I don't know. But okay, thank you for the question. Never. My answer is never.